I received a couple of boxes today from Sweetwater. This front box that says Fender has a Rumble 100 bass amplifier in it, and the tall box behind it has a Fender Player Series precision bass. The one I got is Tidepool in color with a maple neck, and it's a left-handed model. I'd love to open it up, but it has this little warning that they strongly recommend that I wait 24 hours before opening the box due to the risk of sudden and drastic changes in temperature or climate. We know it's hard to wait, but please trust us on this one. I honestly don't think a Fender Player Series bass is all that delicate. I probably will not heed that warning. I'm going to start with the amp. Okay, let's cut through this tape and see what's inside. Fender Rumble Series Owner's Manual. Set that aside. Looks to be very well packed. One thing about the Rumble Series is how light they are. It's a pretty big amp, and it reportedly weighs 22 pounds. Well packed, wrapped in plastic, and there's the power cord. This is the Rumble 100. It has a 12-inch Eminence designed ceramic magnet speaker. It's voiced for balanced punch and clarity. I know that because I'm reading it right off the top right here. Looking at the front of the amp, you can see that the speaker cover has a little tab right here, and you can just pull that off, and this cover is velcroed on, and there is the 12-inch Eminence design speaker. Down here is just a couple of ports. The cabinet is ported. There's no tweeters or any other speakers in there, just the main 12-inch speaker. So you have access to the speaker there. Pretty cool. On this amp, the controls are all on the top. Power switch is on the back. Okay, let's look at the top control panel on this amp. From left to right, we have the input jack. We have the gain, which is the input volume. We have 3 push buttons for the different tone signatures: bright, contour, vintage. Now we have the overdrive section, that we have a push button to engage it, and that has a drive and level control, as well as an LED. I believe it is foot switchable. The amp doesn't come with a foot switch, but that's an option. Next to that, we have the EQ section, and it's a 4-band EQ. We have bass, we have low mid, high mid, and treble. And these 4 have detents in the center position. Past that, we have the master volume and the power indicator. Let's take a look at what's on the back of the amp. On the back of the amp, from left to right, we have the on-off switch, power cord connector. And over here we have an effects loop, send and return, and a couple of small jacks for auxiliary in, so you can put MP3 player or some device in there and have it play through, and a headphone jack here. There's the foot switch input, a line out, it's a low Z microphone output that could go into a mixing board or recording equipment. And there's a little button here which is the ground lift. So that's the Fender Rumble 100 bass amplifier. I'm crouching down here so you can see me. Once I get that box behind me open, we'll do a sound check. Seriously, I wonder how many people actually wait 24 hours before opening the guitar that they've received from Sweetwater. It's been here for about 2.5 hours, and I think it's ready to be opened. This is the Fender Player Series precision bass, left-handed. And of course, Sweetwater does their 55-point inspection and setup, so they have had their hands on this. As a matter of fact, they have pictures of each of their instruments on their website, so you know they've taken them out and looked at them and handled them a little bit. Actually, when I ordered this, there were 4 in this color, left-handed, available, and this was the lightest one of the bunch. They weigh them and they put all the specs on their website. This one reportedly weighs 8 pounds and 3 ounces, and that's pretty light for a bass. What you have here is some... Oh, okay. Another box. Let's see. Looks like we're going to be opening from this end. Let's get in here and see what we got. See, this box doesn't have any warning on it. Well, by golly, I'm finding... I thought there was another box in here. I think what we need to do is to turn this up. And this would be so much better if I just laid it down. All right. There it is. It's passed the inspection. It's almost in tune. Not a bass player, but I'm hoping to become one in the near future. There it is up close. It's got the plastic film over the pick guards. The Tidepool color, it's a little more metallic than it appeared to be on the internet. F stamp on the back plate. Of course, the Player Series is the latest made in Mexico line of guitars and basses from Fender. And they've been really well received. They're very popular and they're getting excellent reviews. So the Player Series precision basses, in the left-handed models, all Fender offers is Tidepool with a maple fretboard, black with a maple fretboard, polar white with a Powell Faro fretboard, and the 3-color sunburst with the Powell Faro fretboard. I guess that's pretty good. If I was right-handed, my options would be 3-color sunburst, black, or polar white with the option of maple or the Powell Faro fretboard. I could get the buttercream, which I think I might like, or Tidepool with a maple fretboard, and sonic red, sage green metallic with the Powell Faro fretboard. So there's quite a few more options for the righties out there. So let's go over the specs of this Player Series precision bass. No matter which color you choose, they all have alder bodies with a gloss polyester finish. The neck is maple, and of course you have the option of the maple fingerboard or the Powell Faro fingerboard. The fretboard has a 9.5-inch radius. The neck shape is a modern C. The neck has 20 medium jumbo frets. The scale length is 34 inches. The nut width is 1.625 inches. And the nut material is synthetic bone. I don't know how they make synthetic bone. It has Fender's standard open gear tuners. If we get this at the right angle, you can see the glossy finish on the fretboard. Indeed, the entire face of the neck is very glossy. On the back side, it's just a nice satin sheen. Kind of a nice touch for a moderately priced instrument. The pickup on this precision bass is a Player Series Alnico 5 Precision Split Single Coil. And of course it has one volume and one tone. The strings are Fender NPS 0.045 to 0.105. And for this purchase, my sales engineer at Sweetwater was Mason Hunter. He's a great guy. If you need some equipment, give him a call. He'll take care of you and make sure you're satisfied. Like me. It's time to test it out and see how it sounds. A little confession here, the unboxing was actually over a week ago, so I've been playing with it every day since then. And it's been a humbling experience, as I am not a bass player. And though I played guitar for many, many years, this is a lot harder than I thought it might be. So this is going to be a really poor demonstration, but just confirm that everything works and sounds good. Let me explain why I have these gloves on. The first reason is because I play a lot of classical guitar, and I use my nails on this hand. And classical guitarists are very finicky about their nails and nail care. Bass players don't use nails. So this is a musician's glove. It's the guitar glove, and it works pretty well. Like I said, I've been playing for over a week on this thing, and every time I take the glove off and go back to my classical guitar, my nails are fine. And I've played with this hand without the glove and with the glove. I go back and forth. So as I continue my endeavor in bass playing, I'm going back to square one, and I'm working from this book here. It's the Hal Leonard Bass Method Complete Edition by Ed Friedland. It's 3 volumes in one. I'm learning how to read bass clef and starting back in square one, working on the notes on the E string, E, F, G, etc. It's quite a humbling experience, but I don't want to miss anything. And I intend to post updates to my channel charting my progress, so check back and see how I'm doing. I want to say also that I'm quite happy with the guitar. It really plays in tune. It stays in tune better than a guitar does for some reason. And the neck seems very well intonated. And I'm quite happy with the overall sound of the combination of this bass and that amp. If I have one point to critique about this bass, is that the tone control really doesn't do much. If you open it wide and begin rolling it off, it doesn't really seem to change the tone much until you get right to the last little part there. Here it is with the tone all the way on. Here it is with the tone all the way off. And just giving it a little twist, you can hear it open up and get brighter right away. And from about, say, there's no numbers on this, but if it had numbers, I would say we'd be on about 2 here, up to 10. Very little change, but once you get back to about 2, it rolls off to the dark side very quickly. Almost like a switch. But that's okay. Generally, as I play, I put it all the way off, and then I just put it just to where it clicks on a little bit brighter. About there. And I've been really happy with the sound of this combination. Thanks for watching, and check back soon. From the book, a piece titled Cattle Crossing. It's going to be a while.